sweatshirt. These like clear glasses. Yeah, like that, and then yep, put it down.
God, look at that. Look at that signature, man. Hooked me up with Mike Blayback.
Haven't heard from you in quite some time. I got the feeling that something is wrong. But I remember you saying you But I remember you saying you But I remember you saying you
Alright, Deville, what's going on?
Trying to find cabs so we can shoot an ad.
Sounds good. Alright, Deville, so how did you come up with this idea?
So I think Billy and Michael had the idea of doing something festive for the holiday. So they asked
So this is going to be the Christmas ad?
this would be a Christmas ad. Got to turn it in by Friday, and sorry, I'm trying to make sure I got everything.
Yeah, right? That's pretty rad, though. Deville's getting all set up. Cab's already pretty warmed up. Just feel it out.
Yeah, maybe put it on. I'll grab a sweatshirt.
Looking good.
These like clear glasses.
I hope so. If not, you can borrow mine.
Are they prescription?
No.
Oh, these are tiny.
Oh, wow. That looks good, though. Here we go, Deville.
I got a brand new one.
That's gonna be hot with the.
I know. You might not need the sweatshirt.
Deville's got me being the stand-in. Just doing some modeling. And no one will ever see.
So like, don't even worry about the beard.
Man, that's coming together nicely.
How does that work? Yeah, just goes on like that. And that spreads apart on top of your head, yep.
On top of your head?
Like that, and then, yep, put it down.
I don't know, Deville.
There. That goes right there.
There it is. Legit.
What do you want for Christmas, boys?
push the presence in a little bit more, maybe.
Just did like 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah. There's somewhere I got lower. Alright, try that.
You know what I mean? And I'll just do it right there.
Okay.
It's gonna look awesome. That was so tight. That was rad.
You filming me looking funny?
Yeah.
Awesome. I think I like this one the best.
Where's Rudolph at? Where's Rudolph? Where'd my reindeer go? I parked my reindeer right there and it's gone.
Is that a wrap?
Yeah, I think we got some cool stuff. Maybe Billy want to cut out the background. We'll just see you. Sick. That was easy and you're soaking wet now.
Yeah.
Right? So what are we doing now, Deville?
Oh, we came over to Kevin's house. He does look back library, and I was gonna bring a bunch of skate mags. I seem to have forgotten half of them. So I guess we're coming back again.
But look back library, he has like the biggest collection of
skate mags.
mags,
Yeah, all the Transworlds, all the Thrashers, all the all
Big
skate,
Brother.
like ones you won't even heard of. Skate Action, Rad Magazine,
Yep.
Big Brother.
Is that the one we came for?
No. I'm looking for one that I have a photo in that's in a Rad magazine.
Oh.
I told him I would trade him 2 Skate Actions for the Rad.
Dope.
So
we came here for Deville to find an old mag that you have photos in, right?
yeah, a Rad magazine.
Yeah, but there's all these other ones of photos of you too.
Well, that I'm trading with
Yeah.
Kevin.
Kevin, this stuff's awesome, dude.
I agree.
How did you get into doing this, like collecting?
Well, it started out as being a kid in Kansas, and then, so in the 80s, magazines were your lifeline to skateboarding, and being in the middle of Kansas, didn't have that many skaters around me, and we were 6 months to a year behind on everything because that was just kind of the lag to the Midwest with trick progression. And
Yeah.
so I had subscriptions to all the magazines, and I kept them meticulously in order and in good shape. And just as I started working in the skateboard industry, it just kind of continued with me. And over the last 5 years, I've kind of been trying to turn the obsession into a nonprofit that works on preserving all the skateboard history that's in all the different magazines and print material.
Dude, that's so rad, man. Thanks for all your hard work. All right, Deville, so what years were you ripping?
I don't think any. But I had a lot of fun skating.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, if you're ending up in the magazines doing this stuff, That's freaking
Well,
amazing,
the
dude.
thing about that was my mom she was trying to get a skate park in Reading, England.
Yeah?
And so
Your mom was trying to get the skate park going?
she was trying to get the skate park going, so we would go to the council meetings, do all that stuff. So she would send this stuff to the magazines, Skate
Yeah.
Action at the time,
Uh-huh.
to try to get that going. And that was from newspaper articles that were in America.
No
She tried to
way.
get a skate park going in America too before we left.
Dude,
So it was more her.
your mom's awesome.
Yeah, she was pretty cool.
That's so rad, dude.
Or she is.
Yeah. So what years was this around?
This is 91.
91. Dang, dude. I didn't even start skating till 94.
Yeah, it might be 1990. I don't see the date on it.
And you're already in mags. That's so dope though, dude. So to any skateboarders, this is kind of like being like a kid in a ultimate candy store. It has all this amazing stuff. I just got saved. So rad, dude. It's so cool that he's doing all this preserving. Look at all those VHS videos. I remember one time when we moved all of our stuff into a storage unit, and my dad lost a unit, and I had a crazy collection of VHS tapes. Not quite that big, but it was really good. And he's got all of them, man. Look at all of these. So rad. This is insane. So much history.
Kenny Anderson, you know, just.
So this is kind of like the real treasure room.
Well, so let's see. So this is a Dustin Dolan magazine that once belonged to Lance Mountain.
What? And you got him to sign it.
We got Dolan to sign it. Yeah, and so a big part of what we do with the autograph stuff is work on getting interesting mailing labels from skateboard personalities that have donated magazines to us over the years.
Yeah,
And work on getting those covers signed.
that's so rad. Can you pull out that Chris Cole one again? I think all the viewers would be really happy about. Oh my God, look at that! Look at that signature, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Cover.
Dang. Those are so rad, man.
Do a little exhibit at the Battle of the Barracks thing on the 7th. Have some covers up for all the guys that have been in this year's Battle of the Barracks.
That's a really cool idea.
And yeah, so whenever there's kind of a industry event, we try to, if we're available, we try and put together some sort of either small or large exhibit that gives shine to these guys' accomplishments that have had covers over the years.
Yeah, right?
And this side is kind of to be autographed.
Mm-hmm.
So a bunch of Jason Adams covers. I haven't seen him. Fred Gall, Corey Duffel, John Rattray for when I go to Portland. You know, just like kind of have things organized by region of the country and where I might see guys.
Yep. Strategically planning it out.
Yeah, as best we can.
Yep.
Keep track of that.
And this other room down here is where all the holes of stuff.
Look how cool
And,
this board is.
Wow.
That was my first board.
Really?
Oh yeah.
First board ever?
Facsimile of it, yeah.
Damn. I wish I had.
Not the actual one you rode, though.
Right, that was destroyed.
Whoa.
So these are like, 10 copies of February 2013. Just this is where we store all the excess that when we go to build a library somewhere, we pull from here,
Yeah.
stack it in crates, and then take it to the skate shop or skate park where we're gonna leave the permanent library.
That's so rad.
Send you a bunch every month?
No, I get a bunch from when I go by and see Mike at his house in Cardiff.
Okay.
This is amazing, man.
You should ask Skate One for all their leftovers.
So Deville found his the treasure hunt.
89.
89.
Yeah. But I used to skate, or I'd go to London and I'd skate with this kid, see him, and he was always super chill. So somehow I think it's probably set up through my mom.
Mm-hmm.
They came down to shoot photos. We didn't really have much to skate in Reading, but I remember him coming down, and then we just had this piece of plywood. And the funny thing is, Alex Moll was the one that taught me how to do 1-foots.
No way.
Right, the day he got sponsored by Deathbox.
Are you serious? That's amazing,
Jeremy
dude.
Fox slept over my house, and then we went to South Bank, skated there, and Alex and Sean Goff got on the train, and then we went and skated South Bank, and I was like, oh no, Sean Goff was like, hey, show Jeremy Fox that trick you learned, and it was 1 foot. And like, what the fuck is that? what?
How does that work? Yeah.
Crazy skate history. So this magazine is from 1965. These are the reprints of them, but he's after the originals.
So that one, that high jump one, would be the first one ever.
Really? If I remember seeing like.
So this is a
photos
reprint
before.
of them that was a fundraiser for somebody.
Yeah.
But,
Wow, that's incredible.
yeah, so that one's right there.
And you haven't been able to see it?
Dang.
Nobody's
The
had it
first
up for
one?
sale? All right.
All right, so back when I actually did have a good enough body to skate pretty well, I was actually able to get some pretty cool stuff. I got lucky and ended up in the Skateboarding Photo Annual in 1999. Jerron Wilson hooked me up with Mike Blayback. It's actually the first time me and Paul Rodriguez ever went out taking photos ever. And it was with Mike Blayback, and the first photo I took ended up in here. So it was a pretty awesome experience. Thanks Blayback and Jerron. And yeah, I've had a couple other photos of Mags, but I can't remember exactly which ones, so it'd probably take me 10 centuries to find it. But dude, thanks so much, man. It's so cool to see this and just to be able to have a reason to talk about it too, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. All right, Deville, what's going down, man?
Well, I'm super excited that we're going to get this tour from George, because I've never had it from George before. I've had it from Michael, but never from George. So we're going to hear a bunch of different stuff, or you're probably going to hear everything, because he knows everything about this place. So it's going to be pretty cool.
And we're at Skate 1.
Yeah, at Skate 1, right in the back. Over here you can see the old ramp. You can see the hub in the background. I haven't used that ramp in a long time, but maybe we can pop it out today.
Sick, thanks, Deville. What's up, dude?
That was pretty good news about first.
Let's go. Biggest skate ramps ever.
Good. When we first moved in here in '89, when we remodeled this building, it used to be an out-fixture warehouse. And we remodeled the whole thing. We had the whole building, and the skate center was over here.
Wow.
This was right here.
I had no idea it was this big. Cool.
Is this standing rolling? Or?
Wow.
Put them on the ramp and just let it roll. Okay. So, what we're doing here. This is all storage of veneer. We buy all our veneer from the Great Lakes area because that's where you get the hardest rock maple, where the weather's the coldest, winters are longest. If you buy maple from the south, it's called south maple. It grows too fast, so the rings are too far apart. It makes it weaker. We press wood differently than everybody else do, was to compress the wood as carefully as we could without crushing it. So in order to press at lower pressure and still get a good glue joint, we didn't want to use two hard halves of the mold. So if you have a rigid mold like this aluminum bottom and then an aluminum top, and we press at about 90 psi. As a result, what we do is we don't crush the wood, we just press it against one side. So we have an air bladder on one side.
Oh, this fills with air?
This fills with air.
Oh, whoa.
So this is a polyurethane airbag that we make ourselves.
That's awesome.
We designed and make the whole press ourselves. When we glue the boards together, we put 4 together at a time in each press. We close it up and it sits for about 40 minutes. So we've got a little timer on each press.
That doesn't seem like that long.
It isn't.
Yeah.
You take sheets that are pre-finished on one side, We have a proprietary process that will coat one side of the veneer after we've sanded it. And we'll start with that face down, and then we'll add across another core ply, and then we'll add a cross ply.
That helps with the strength drastically, right? When you have the cross ply.
If you don't have a cross ply, because the grains all go this way, you can crack the board really easily, especially with a concave, because when you jump on it, it's going to want to go like this, and that'll want to pull the grains apart. Let's see if we can find a stack here. Looks like we've machined everything. Okay, there's some. And the boards come out of the mold. They're going to come out in a little stack of 4, and we stack them up so that as they finish curing, they don't warp. So as the moisture leaves it, the wood glue has water in it, so you have to let the water come back out of the board and equalize.
Yeah.
So when it comes out of the mold, it's strong enough to hold its shape, but we want it to not warp as it re-equalizes. We want to make sure that we know where those centers are, so the molds have little rivets in them to show you where mark the board where the centers are. So we know the longitudinal center and the center in the middle of the board. We translate that all the way through. When you go to drill a board, if you don't know where exactly the center lines are on a concave board, you're out of luck. Because if you drill it off center after you route it, based on those drill holes, one side will be high and the other low. Becomes a kind of a goofy board, or
yeah, starts to get all funky.
Yeah, it does. Let's go look at how we sand the boards, because I think we do a really good job sanding, and that's an important part of getting a minimum weight board.
Cool.
Taking the strongest board you can and the lightest is making sure that your outer plies, or the skins of the board, are the strongest plies you can get. And you buy good veneer, it's sorted, pre-sorted for you into skins and core being what goes inside the board. But the grading at the veneer mill isn't always what you want, so we go through it again to make sure that we get no boards that have vertical grain in them.
So like the spots where a knot is a weak point.
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
So if it has a knot, it'll go, as long as it's solid, it'll go inside the board. If it has no knot holes, but was near one, and you might get some vertical ply.
Yeah.
This would go inside the board.
Yeah.
Solid, not a problem. It's not going to cause an issue. But you can see, if you look really closely, in areas like this around the knot, that the grain is coming up. It's not just lying flat. And that'll let the board, if there's stress right there, it lets it break easier. So you don't want that on the outside of the board. On the inside, it makes no difference because it's more in compression. But on the outside, it's in tension or it's in compression.
Yeah.
And those will be failure points. So we want to get those out of our skins. So that's all resorted here. And then we send it through our sander. We use 3 sanding heads. You can see our sandpaper here. That's pretty good size.
Dang. That's huge.
This is a veneer sander.
Wow.
That lets us sand down to within a thousandth or two. It's pretty accurate if you set it up right. So we'll run it through here. And we do a coarse, a medium, and a fine sand. So that when it comes out, this is what it feels like going in into that fine sand. Looks like it might have been a reject, but you can feel the difference. You just feel it.
Pretty rough.
It's rough. The roughness is good for glue. It helps the glue to
Seep in there. Yeah.
But this is the skin surface, so feel that.
Oh my god.
It's more like baby skin.
Dang.
So
super smooth.
yeah, takes a really nice time. These are ready for drilling, and we have a drill system that we make ourselves. I think everybody has to make their own. You don't go buy skateboard making machines. You buy a lot of little components and you put it together yourself. You better be good at wood shop and metal shop.
That's how the hole's going for the bolts.
These are all molds. These are different shapes. Each one is a different shape for mechanical routers. Each one's a different sock shape.
You guys have so many different kinds of boards too, so I'm sure there's tons and tons and tons of them.
A lot of cool.
Scraps.
This is what happens when we route it out. We end up with these. Because they have glue in them, we can't really recycle them, except that there's a few people who make decorative items out of the edges.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who do that now.
Yeah.
It's really popular.
You know, make little jewelry pieces or belt
Rings,
buckle.
yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
It's really cool too, because the art looks really specific to skateboarding.
That's the template that the board follows right there. It'll make, this looks like a cab. Both brigade board.
This follows the line.
On the inside.
Okay.
It's hollow on the inside.
Okay.
And there's two rollers and there's vacuum. It's held down with vacuum. See the black?
Yeah.
You point to it, you have a little black seal. That holds the flank down. And then the router goes around.
It's freaking awesome.
This is it's all computer controlled. We make tooling and we do shapes here that we can't do on this simple router. Some of the new boards have weird gewgaw or sharp inflections or bumps, and you can't get that router down.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some really interesting shapes nowadays.
There are. When we start with a board that's routed, it has a square edge.
You can really see it's not nice rounded off yet.
No, it's just square. The router blade cuts it that way, and then when we finish with it, it has to be, this guy is just routed. So we put a radius on one side, step one.
If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It really does help. Also, please subscribe to my channel if you like the type of content that I post. I upload almost every day. And please turn on those post notifications so that you're notified when I post a video. Thanks, yo. Have a great day or night or whatever.